Hey everybody, my name is Tristan. I am here today with Muse Paint Bar to teach you an easy beginner tutorial on how to paint Fluffy Bunny. Now I got all my materials here, but if you need anything like a canvas, brushes, paint, anything like that, all the supplies are linked in the description below. Now sit back and relax and have a fun time while you paint Fluffy Bunny. All right, so first we're gonna go over our materials very quickly. We should all have some brushes, a can to put your water in, some paper towels. I recommend grabbing some and putting some underneath of your water can. We're gonna want something to put our paint on. I'm using white, black, a fiery red, and a phthalo green. Phthalo green has just a little bit more of a blue tint to it, so when we add white to it, we get this lovely minty color. Lastly, make sure you have some extra plates to mix up your colors on. All right, first step, we're going to do our background. You're gonna wanna grab a large brush. I'm grabbing this large square brush. And we're gonna be mixing up our background color. So if you wanna do something different, maybe a pink, a yellow, a green, anything like that, I'm gonna be doing this kind of minty green here. All right, first step, I'm going to grab a nice big honking scoop of white. And then I'm going to transfer that over to my mixing plates. I'm not going to clean off my brush. I'm going to go right into my green. Now, if you have more of a grassy green, yours might turn a little bit more lime green. But for me, it's going to turn mint since my green is a phthalo green. So I'm going to take a half a scoop of green and add that to my white and mix that up. Now that we have our background color mixed up, we are going to draw out our bunny, so we don't need to fill the entire thing in with this minty color. So for the head, we're going to do a very high rainbow shape. We're going to go to about the halfway point in our canvas. That's how tall the head is going to be. We want to leave a little bit of room on both sides of our canvas, so down at the bottom, I would leave about an inch or two on the sides. From there, we're going to connect the dots. Just take your brush, high rainbow, and you got a head. Next, we want to paint in our ears. So the tip of our ears are going to be near the top corners, about an inch away from the top and the sides. From there, you're going to bring your brush out and back in, out and back in, so that it's a little bit thick here in the middle, pointy at the top, and a little bit thinner down where it touches the head. Out and in, out and in. From there, we're going to be filling in our background. That's everything outside of the head and the ears. Now, if your canvas wraps around the side like mine does, it has edges. You want to make sure you paint those as well. It'll make it look really, really nice when it's hanging up on your wall. And also, don't forget the bottom. Take your canvas, turn it to the side, and you should be able to hit those corners with that color. All right, our background is complete. Once you finish filling in your background, we're going to be taking a 5 to 10 minute dry break. You can utilize this time to get a snack, a drink, or you could even speed up the drying process by using something like a hairdryer. Once we have our background nice and dry, it is time to paint in our bunny. Now you might be wondering, how does that bunny look so fluffy? Well, the trick is not a brush, but to use paper towels. That's right. So all you have to do, grab a piece of paper towel. You can even share one with a friend by just ripping it in half and giving the other piece to the person you're painting with. Now pretend that you have drawn a picture or you've written a song and it's not your favorite. what do you do with that piece of paper? You crumble it up, right? So we're making little snowballs basically of paper towels, small enough to where you can hold it in one hand like this. It's going to turn into a sponge that we are going to dab paint with. So in this case, we have a white bunny. If you want to do a different colored bunny, make sure you mix that color up now. All right, so I have my dabbing tool, my paper towel. I'm going to be using some white paint. First thing I want to do, I want to connect the ears to my head, right? So they're not floating. So I'm just going to dab right in between. And now there we go. We have our ears touching the head for our bunny. Then we're going to go around the outside edges of the head and the ears to give it that fluffy look. Dab, dab, dab. And we're going to dab up the ears. Okay, now we have a very, very fluffy bunny. So if you see any areas that are really see-through and maybe you just want it to look a little bit more opaque, meaning you can't see through it, grab that big brush you use for your background and make sure it's nice and clean. You can take some white paint and kind of shimmy in some paint in a couple of areas where you want it to be more opaque. Once we have our bunny fur done, we're going to be adding some of the blush and the pink that are in the ears. We're going to go ahead and mix up a color. To make your pink, we're going to be mixing up some white and red. I'm going to use more white than red, so let's do 1 scoop of white and a half a scoop of red. 1 scoop of white and a half a scoop of red. Now because I'm using a fire red, my pink is going to be more of a salmon pink. If you use a bright red, you're definitely going to have something more towards a bubble gum. We are again going to be using a paper towel. Rip one in half, share it with a friend, and ball it up. All right, so we're going to be putting a little bit in the cheeks. So just on the left and right edge, we're going to be dabbing some of that in. And then we're going to dab some in the middle of the ears. All right, our bunny is becoming very rosy and bashful. Once we have the rosiness in the cheeks and the ears, we're going to take a break from our bunny to put the polka dots in our background. Now this part's going to be really, really fun because we are going to be doing some finger painting. Now the color in our background looks almost white, but it has a very slight pink tint to it. So to that pink that you have on your plate, I want you to add another big, big scoop of white paint to it and mix it up. Perfect. Now that we have our very light baby pink, we're just going to take our finger, get a little bit on it. For the bigger dots, you can swirl it around and make them larger. For the smaller dots, you can just poke it once, right? Perfect. Now we have our background fully finished, and we're going to come back into our bunny to add the wiggly, cute pink nose. To paint this in, you're going to want to use a smaller brush. It doesn't need to be extremely small like this liner brush, although you can use it if it makes you feel more comfortable. I'm going to use a brush kind of like this. It's round at the end, but it is flat. We're going to be using the same pink that we used for our bashfulness in our cheeks and our ears. Now that we have this light pink mixed up, all we got to do is add more red to it to bring it back to that darker pink. Once you have the pink that you like, This is basically going to be like an upside down triangle. So start by making a triangle, line on the top, and then it comes down to a point at the bottom. And then you're going to want to make the ends or the points of the nose very rounded. So you don't want it to be really, really pointy. You want it to be a very soft nose. So you want to round out those points. And isn't that just the cutest nose you've ever seen? Next, we're going to be adding in the mouth. We're going to switch over to a small pointy brush, one that resembles a pencil. We're going to be using black paint, and we're going to twirl our brush in the black paint, kind of like you have a fork and you're getting some spaghetti off of your plate. You twirl it in the paint. For the mouth, you're going to start at the bottom of the nose, right in the middle. So you can put a little dot there. Then instead of just drawing straight lines out, you want to curve them, kind of like you're drawing a smiley face on either side. So smiley face, smiley face. And we have a cute little mouth for your cute little bunny. Next up, we're going to add those little tiny dots that are on the cheeks, which are where the whiskers come out from. For this, you can either use the brush or you can use the handle of your brush. I'm going to use the handle because I think it's a little easier. So you just take the handle, dunk it in your black paint, and we're going to put 3 dots here by the cheeks. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. 1, 2, 3. Next up, we're going to be adding the eyes, the big, big eyes. They're going to be circles about the size of a quarter or a dollar coin. You can either use a larger pointy brush or you can opt in for the round flat brush. So first, I'm just going to identify where my eyes are going to be. I want to make sure they're even, right? So I'm going to look straight on my canvas, and I'm going to put one eye here and one eye here. Those eyes are really small right now, so I want to bring them out, make them bigger. Okay, we got a full face on our bunny. The only thing that this bunny needs now is whiskers. I'm going to take my small pointy brush in black paint, and we're going to draw these whiskers by drawing lines that go straight out away from our dots that we use. Now we don't want to touch the dots. We want to start a little bit away from the dots. And as we draw our line and get to the end, we want to flick our brush off the canvas. Flick. Line and flick. Line and flick. And there we go. We have ourselves a cute, fluffy bunny. Now, last step to any painting is to make sure you sign your painting. The most popular place to sign is in the bottom right-hand corner, but you're more than welcome to sign it wherever you like. We hope you enjoyed this tutorial on painting our very cute fluffy bunny, and we would love to see your masterpieces. You can feel free to send them to us, put them in the comments below, or even post them on social media and tag us. Also, if you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel as more tutorials may come up. Looking to take a paint class with us in studio? Go to musepaintbar.com and search a location near you. Oh, bunny, you're just so cute. He's just so cute.